As young people, we choose to believe that we are invincible despite death being inevitable. However, for me and many people alike, we choose to overanalyze every detail or decision we make that could impact the longevity of our lives. Hello everyone, my name is Haley Denny, and today I will be sharing some information that will help you to get to know me on a deeper level. I would first like to put a trigger warning for anyone who may experience discomfort from the topic of anxiety or any other mental health disorder. On the surface, I am many things. I am someone with an intense love for the arts. At age 16, I had already established my own freelance photography business and was additionally commissioned to create unique tattoo designs for others. I'm a beach bum who enjoys nothing more than longboarding in my partly dried swimsuit, feeling myself sink slightly as my wheels catch each tiny gap in the sidewalk. I'm also someone who takes a great amount of pleasure in the culinary arts. Whether it be mini raspberry pies or honey garlic glazed salmon, I am always filled with so much delight when receiving positive feedback on my dishes. On a deeper and more vulnerable level, though, I am someone who struggles to separate rational and irrational thoughts, and it has affected me more than I could have ever imagined. In July of 2011, at just 9 years of age, I had several episodes in which I was in a state of immense panic and would eventually be diagnosed with severe form of generalized anxiety disorder. When I was first diagnosed, my primary fear involved choking. It may sound foolish to others, but in the mind of someone with GAD, it feels like the end of the world. At my worst, I was so petrified that I would spit out my own saliva in fear of choking on it. While all the other girls in my 5th grade class weighed an estimated 85 pounds, I weighed just 53. I could not get myself to eat, and it would take me 2 years living off only shakes with Boost in them 3 times a day to finally get the courage to start eating solid foods again. Malnutrition was not the only thing that I would endure, though. I would have 30-minute to 1-hour-long panic attacks between 5 and 7 times a day, which would cause me to hyperventilate, shake intensely, collapse to the floor, etc. It gave me the feeling that I was about to stop breathing and die, and I cannot even find the words to describe how terrifying this feeling was. My anxiety attacks would prevent me from being able to go places or do things that other kids were capable of enjoying. I didn't know anyone else that experienced what I was experiencing, and this left me feeling very isolated and misunderstood. Both my parents and peers at school would ask me an endless amount of questions, some respectfully curious and some very intrusive. Eventually, I started going to counseling and was prescribed a medication to help with my anxiety. In the midst of my senior year in high school, I was done with therapy and began slowly decreasing the dosage of medicine I was taking, which would eventually cause me to fall into that very same state of panic that I had experienced in 5th grade. However, this time with an overall fear of death. I would sit in the nurse's office for hours on end, shaking and hyperventilating, and even miss 2 weeks of classes because I was too afraid to go into the building. Luckily, after more counseling and reverting back to my original dosage of medication, I began feeling better. My story does not end here, though. To this day, as a sophomore in college, I still struggle with lingering anxiety throughout the day, dissociation, and occasional panic attacks. What is most important to know about generalized anxiety disorder is that despite being able to minimize symptoms and the control that it has over your life by seeking help and working hard, it will never go away fully. Now, some of you may be wondering, why would I choose to talk about an event that was clearly very traumatizing? Well, there has been and still is a major stigma around mental health. Some may say, that's a stupid thing to be worried about, or why can't you just stop thinking about it? It's not that hard. Mental health is not something that someone is able to simply get over. It takes a lot of time, patience, and determination when dealing with something so difficult. And I hope that through sharing my story, some of you are able to both better understand life through the lens of someone who struggles with mental illness and let go of the thoughts you may have that contribute to the stigma surrounding it. As former First Lady Michelle Obama once said, "At the root of this dilemma is the way we view mental health in this country. Whether an illness affects your heart, your leg, or your brain, it's still an illness, and there should be no distinction." Thank you.
Very good. Good job.